Hey everyone, it's Kong again with another episode of Should You Summon, another one. Before I get into the meat of this episode, I do want to take a moment just to mention that Season 7 of the Summit der Langrisser community organized tournament is starting up soon. Registration ends on Friday, January 21st, which is very soon. Maybe in the past, depending on when you're watching this. The tournament is open to everyone, and it's not just the top of the PvP crop that ends up playing. There are a bunch of people who typically rank in gold tier or below that are registered this year, so it looks like we're going to have around 100 participants broken up into groups for round robins. That means you're guaranteed to get at least a few games in, so it's a fantastic opportunity to get practice, experiment with your box or your strategy, and also meet new people who are passionate about the game. I've got a link to the registration page in the description below the like button, so definitely check that out if you think you might be interested in playing, or even just watching. You can get a link to the Discord on that page somewhere, and that'll let you check out the scheduled matches, which is also a great way to learn. Anyway, let's get into the banner. This week we've got the long-lost missing Sissi White and Aka raid-up banner, now running from January 20th to February 2nd. This one was supposed to appear in 2021, but it got displaced by Zlong's overzealous double holiday update, but I'm glad they found a way to squeeze it in here. First up, we've got Sissi White. Sissi White is a token-collecting utility healer with unique mechanics. At the start of the turn, she gains tokens. At the end of her turn, she can spend 2 tokens to summon a generic infantry, lancer, or cavalry pawn with its own skills. Her 3-cost skill lets her choose one of 2 effects. One is an all-in effect that blows 5 tokens to fully heal the target, giving them plus 30% to their stats, plus 10% damage dealt, and it lets them act again. The other's more of a slow burn effect. It only costs 1 token up front, and it gives 1 random buff per turn for 3 turns. If this unit kills an enemy, it gives Sissi White 2 tokens back. Her normal skills cost tokens as well, so she needs a lot of tokens. She has one that increases the target's damage taken by 10%, that one costs 2. She has another one that's basically mass heal, but it also boosts movement for 2 turns, that costs 3. And she has one that dismisses a unit's soldiers, that one also costs 3. She'll be getting a unique hat in March that has a 50% chance to give her 2 additional tokens at the start of each turn. If you don't win that coin flip on one turn, it becomes a 100% chance next turn. Over the long haul, this basically amounts to at least 1 free token per turn, unless you get a good string of lucky 50% rolls, so it's a great hat for her. She's a member of Legion of Glory, buffed by Ledin, Elwyn, and Grenier, and Princess Alliance, buffed by Luna, Shelfaniel, and Christiane. She doesn't unlock anyone else's bonds yet, and she needs Almeida for her defensive bond and Illustrial for her attack bond. In PvE, she's technically on faction for Leviar and Scylla in the Eternal Temple, and Hugin and Munin and Nidhogg in Ancient Beckoning. On the PvP side, she has an Act Again. As we know, Act Agains are always scary. She can also summon a disposable tank at will, which gives you a lot of positional flexibility if you find that's needed. And she has a movement boosting skill. She'll be a big brain healer after her hat comes to global servers, and we've already seen her getting a lot of use in China. Next up, we have Aka. Aka's talent summons a wolf spirit whenever an ally or enemy dies. You can sacrifice this wolf to trigger one of her special skills, either giving all allies a 2-turn buff that increases attack and int by 30% and mobility by 2, or causing an AoE explosion that causes physical and magical damage and debuffs, or teleporting another character to the wolf's position and letting them act again. Her unique weapon lets you summon a wolf on the first turn simply by taking action instead of waiting for someone to die. Her 3-cost skill is a single target attack that lets her move a couple spaces afterwards, and it plants a debuffing aura where she ends her turn. She's a member of Legion of Glory, buffed by Ledin, Elwyn, and Grenier, Origins of Light, buffed by Dehart, Jugler, and Freya, and Mythical Realm, buffed by Gizaroth and the Sage of the Trees. So far, Aka is only needed to unlock the attack bond for Renata, and her own bonds aren't even locked behind other SSR characters. She only needs Matthew and Sophia. In PvE, she's technically on faction for Scylla and Valkyrie in the Eternal Temple, and Jormungandr, Fenrir, and Hugin and Munin in Ancient Beckoning. But of course, Aka's main use is as a support character for rush teams in PvP. She front-loads a lot of team support action on her first turn thanks to her unique weapon's Insta-Wolf. If you are using her this way, these days you need to be careful of Watham, because he'll debuff several of your teammates when your wolf dies. Alright, let's get to the notes for Noobs. Sissi White used to be a could be good if her unique equipment helps with her coin economy, and it does, so now she's good. I'd say she's more suited to PvP just because you typically don't need to rely on her capitalist trickery to get through most PvE content. Aka is for a specific kind of PvP team, or for unlocking Renata's attack bond if you're into that kind of thing. She is skippable for most people. Finally, just the usual note about upcoming banners. With Elma and Cortez set to arrive next week, we should hopefully be falling back into line with the Chinese release schedule, meaning it will be easier for us to predict what will be coming and when. And we'll get more into upcoming details next week when that new major update Echo of Light cycle actually starts. So that's it for this episode. I hope you found this video and these summaries helpful enough to warrant a little thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Should You Summon. Extra special thanks, of course, to our Langrisser tier channel members for generously supporting the channel directly. Levitt, Derek Gunderson, William Householder, Kate Soon, Jared Portela, Eden Seal, Titan Bradicus, Shara Ilimerius, and Jerome Meyer. Shika.